According to the United Nations, more than 470 million children, 1 in 6 worldwide, live in a conflict zone. Now, more than a year after the Hamas terrorist attack on Israel, a social media influencer turned filmmaker is trying to understand the impact that attack had on the children who witnessed it. It's the subject of a new MTV documentary on Paramount+, The Children of October 7th.
In southern Israel, near Gaza, on October 7, 2023,
I couldn't breathe.
11-year-old Yael Idan saw her sister killed and her father taken prisoner.
Where are people? Where's the people?
I don't know. Everybody.
Where?
We heard shouting in Arabic, and we heard glass breaks.
They were inside the home,
Yeah.
inside your house.
Yeah.
Idan and other young survivors tell their stories to Montana Tucker for the documentary The Children of October 7th.
We heard shootings, like really close to us.
Mom looked through the door and I knew that she saw something like terrifying.
I whispered to my mom, "Oh, there was a terrorist," and she said, "No, nothing."
שמענו משהו נשבר והבנו שהם בתוך הבית.
A year later, we interviewed them 1 year after October 7th. It was like a few days before October 7th of this year. And they wanted this. They wanted the world to hear. I'm honored that it was me that they felt comfortable with, that if their parents are alive, that their parents were comfortable.
Self-described as a singer, dancer, actress, and social media activist, Tucker was asked by an Israeli film company to interview the children. Most had lost parents, lost everything, and witnessed the end of life as they knew it in just a few hours.
They opened the door, shot, like fully automatic everywhere. They threw a grenade, it blew up. My dad screamed that he lost his arm. I did see my dad fall over, but my mom, I knew she was dead immediately.
Rotem Matthias explained how his mother died, protecting him.
And I think Rotem's, you see the love of a mother for their child to literally protect their child until the very last minute. And the fact that he was even smart enough to think of doing that in that moment, that probably saved his life, to stay there under his mother's dead body for over an hour to hide from Hamas, to make Hamas think he was dead.
The rawness of their stories shows remarkably brave, determined, and resilient children.
I was interviewing them, and I'm having to look them in the eyes, and I said to myself, I can't be the one to now break down. If they're staying strong, I have to stay strong for them.
For Tucker, this film, by her own account, became part of a long personal journey rooted in multi-generational loss.
Oh man, I'm forever changed. I actually made a Holocaust educational docuseries years before October 7th. My grandparents are Holocaust survivors, and I thought that experience changed me. It was my first time going to Poland, my first time going to Auschwitz, where my grandmother was 13 years old, where she witnessed her entire family get perished, but her mother specifically get beaten up and dragged to the gas chambers for her death. She was 13 years old. And I thought that trip forever changed me, and it did.
The Israeli children in the film narrowly escaped death. 37 children were among the 1,200 Israelis who died as a result of Hamas's October 7th, 2023 attacks. Among the hundreds kidnapped was 12-year-old Eitan.
Once you got into Gaza, did you know where your mom and sister were or where your dad was?
על אבא שלי לא ידעתי אם הוא בחיים עליהם, ידעתי בטוח שהם בחיים כאילו.
Tucker says the bond made with these children doesn't end with the making of the film. She says she'll be devoted to them for the rest of her life.
What do you think keeps you going?
That I know that even if we are not all the family together, I know they want me to keep being happy and keep being strong.
And there's something about seeing these young children talk about it that truly is just so difficult to watch. But The Children of October 7th begins streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus this Wednesday, April 23rd, and worth watching. We need to remember these moments and the things that are happening.
So heartfelt.
Yeah.